It is July 14th, 2021, and that means that I've been making content for 5 years. 5. I'm shaking. Weird. No, it's not weird. Oh, it's kind of weird. 5 years. Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome to my club of Contels, a place for me to be me and always 100% me, and along the way help myself mentally and physically. I'm just like 5 years. 5 years. Holy shit. Like, it's crazy to think that 5 years ago today, probably almost to the T in time, 5 years ago today, we put ourselves out there on our YouTube via a live stream, via Minecraft, but it was on a PC. Wow, 5 years. But there's no better way to celebrate content anniversaries, Club Cottontail's birthday, however you want to call it, 5 years of content, my beautifully random, moist as fuck content. It only seems fitting to be here in Minecraft, and I'm just kind of like, it's, I, I don't even know what to say except let's spread the moist content and just be flabbergasted on the fact that this is like like nearly 3,000 fucking videos, most of which are live streams, or as I like to say, live content, and 5 years of me making that content. So much has happened in the last 5 years. For fuck's sake, when you guys met me, I was a newlywed. This day 5 years ago would have been like 4 months of me being married because I'd gotten married March of 2016. So March, April, May, June, July. Yeah. Wow. So 5 years ago today was the first time that I made content celebrating 4 months of being married. What a crazy journey it's been. Wow. And I just want to say thank you to anyone that's going to be joining me for this meeting, this contentery. We're going to get it spread deliciously to hopefully get some people to come chill with me. But I already know that I have someone here incognitally or watching it later on as posted content. Can you believe it's been 5 years? Because I know I can't. Fucking celebrating 5 years of content, and we have 1,000 VIP little fluffy cotton tails, and wow, well, almost 1,000. To me, 1,000 would be 1,030, and we're the number on the YouTubes is at 1,000. I still feel like we're not quite there. 13 away though is rather impressive, and still flabbergasting to me that when I look at it, it's like Cottontail's Moist 1K, and I'm just like, oh boy. Oh, there's something new on the live streams. Of course, on the anniversary of content, we would have to have something new. Interessante. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love you, Club Conto. You're seriously fucking amazing. Because I just, every single time I make content, I kind of think about how it's helped me throughout the years. So, especially on our content anniversary, I think about it. I think about what the 5 years of content has done for me and my brains and my whole existence of life. Um, 5 years. I wish that I had had the money to be able to get like a balloon or something, or I wish I would have had the forethought to like make something. Just like I wish that I could put a 5 right here. um, but we didn't do that. Uh, Life has been absolutely so crazy. I haven't even been able to make content for Mama Cottontail. That's one thing that I want to do is I need to make sure to start. I just want to utilize Mama Cottontail in a way that I always want to do, so I have to remember that it may start one way and it may evolve into something else. And, you know, um, I already am a random content creator. There's no reason for Mama Cottontail and Rainbow to not be random content creators, you know what I mean? So, man, that's crazy to think, though, that I have been, putting me and my daughter in our channel for over a year now, because it was January 2020, end of January 2020, when we first started making content on my mom channel, or my family-friendly Club Kottontale is what I like to call it. And, it's crazy to think that it's been a year and a half of doing that, and we have, like, you know, 14 some odd videos, and we actually have like 11 VIPs over there, which is, or actually it might be 13. Either way, we have VIPs over there that tune in, and things like that, and it's just, man, life is so, just so amazing. Just so amazing. Oh, man. What's super cool is I have like an acquaintance friend whose son's birthday is actually on this day, but he's turning 4 years old today, whereas our content is turning 5. It is crazy to think that Kane, or is it? I always forget the one is named after him, and the other one has a completely different name. I haven't talked to that particular person actually in quite a long time. That was what we used to call glasses back in the day. Definitely haven't talked to glasses very often. I used to, reach out all the time, but he was one of those people that kind of never reached out to me. It's like, why am I gonna reach out to you when you don't reach out to me, sort of thing. And it's different when you've had a crush on a person. I feel like whenever there's romanticness behind it, it's always a little bit more difficult. Pew, pew, pew. Oh wow, we recently had someone just follow our Facebooking. How interesting. Share on page. Content is moist. Just get this motherfucking content spread so then I can enjoy Jaded Rose as well as 5 years of content. Fucking 5 years. That's just so crazy to me. I'm the one that's done it, but it's still so crazy to me. So we are live right motherfucking now. Come say hello, Cottontails. 5 years of me telling you to come say hello. Literally. Oh my gosh. It's almost fucking 420 somewhere. Talk about perfection with the spreading of the moist content. I am here for it. Yes, we're here for it. Oh, feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my goodness. Same. I'm glad that we got that sneeze out before it hit to 420, which is literally right now because it is 2:20 in the afternoon. That means it's 420 somewhere and 420 somewhere on our content anniversary. It is July 14th, 2021, and 5 years ago today, I started spreading my moist content here on the YouTubes and, sought out to utilize my YouTube in a way to help myself mentally and physically, just by simply having a place to be 100% me. And it has been a deliciously moist 5 years. So, cheers to 5 years of content and to 5 more and then some. May the content flow as long as I'm able to have it flow. Whether it's here or anywhere else. But hopefully here, we love our contentry via the YouTubes. Cheers, 5 years. That's so great. I definitely hope to get, even someone new to come chat with me about Club Cottontail, but I would for certainly just love a, OG little fluffy Cottontail, someone who's been watching the content for a good portion of the last 5 years. It'd definitely be dope to have them come pop in. But we shall see. I'm spreading it in the one last place that I can spread it, which is via our Snapchatty. Put our clipboard, attach that to the snap. 5 years of moist content. I love you, Club Cottontail. Yes. Spread that there. Perfect. If, perfection was a thing. Perfection is not a thing. I feel like, you know, practice makes progress and you just consistently are constantly moving forward and evolving. Ah, man. So, some craziness. Um, it has been a pretty interesting week thus far. Definitely, last week's doctor's appointment has just been kind of like weighing heavily on the brains and whatnots. So that's been making everything a bit more interesting. And then this weekend I have a longer weekend. Rainbow is actually getting picked up on Friday morning versus Saturday morning. And then Friday afternoon into evening, I am going to be doing my grocery shopping for the week, get that all taken care of, and then hang out with my mom. And then actually on Saturday, I'm going to be hanging out with, I don't, they're definitely more than well, I guess at this point they are just kind of an acquaintance. This is they used to be a friend, but I do not call them that anymore. So rekindling of an acquaintance, but I'm excited and nervous because there is a lot of history there, but people evolve and grow, and things that you know were in the past may not be this anything like that now. So I'm pretty excited just to hang out with them, chat, learn who they are now, and what I'm really excited for is that they were like. We could do this sort of thing and this sort of thing, and they're like, my treat, kind of like a date, in the aspect that when you take someone on a date, usually one person pays for it. So that's kind of fun. We're gonna go, ah, they're gonna pick me up, and we're gonna go over into Washington actually, because I live down here in Oregon. So we're gonna go over into Washington and check out. I guess the Vancouver Mall has like a fucking arcade now. I have no idea. I have not seen that or experienced anything of that. So I'm gonna check that out, and then we're just gonna chill. I imagine I'll stop at some portion to medicate. That will be definitely needed throughout the day. I'm gonna bring my uh, CBD pen with me just because I'm going to be doing a lot of walking and things like that. I need to make sure that my body is staying lubricated, so I'll definitely be bringing my vape with me just so I have my CBD with me. And then we're going to be watching Cruella at some point during the day. So Saturday should be pretty fun. Catching up with an old friend, see what it could be. No, I don't know. I'm nervous, but I'm also excited. I guess they watch my content sometimes, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, I think a huge bit will be seeing what they kind of want to talk about, because I mainly just want to talk about, what's happened in our lives the last, like, decade, because I literally have not talked to this person at all. I just kind of really cut them out of my life after a lot of the stuff that happened 10 years ago. 10 to 11. It's been like 11 years since I've talked to them. Anyways, it's been a long time. And, I just want to talk about, what's been going on in life and see, how she's been doing raising her kid. I have a kid now. She's 3, so last time she saw me, I was with a completely different person and definitely had no children. I was with former Prince Dan, which me and Prince Daniel had broken up officially, I would say mid 2012. It's really kind of difficult to say when that relationship ended because I did try to break up with him in 2011, at the end of 2011, and he straight up told me no. There was a lot of toxicity. We've talked about it before. But anyways, the relationship did come to an end, I would say like before October of 2012, because I know October of 2012 was really rough for me. Thanksgiving time, I was still living at his house, and I had people come over to, because that's where I was living. I had my friends come over there. Thanksgiving 2012 was good, and then I turned 26 that year. Um, December 2012 was very interesting. And then January 2013, I met former Prince Voldemort. So, yeah. I think about that, how, like, zoom zoom with the boom boom, that all went down. Like, I was only single for, like, maybe 4 or 5 months before I ended up getting with a person whom ended up marrying. It makes me kind of glad that I'm been single now for a year and a half. I'd have to do the exact math, but I know that come November 1st, it will be a year. So let's go from now. It's July, August, September, October, November. So in 4 months, it will be 2 years. That's the longest I've ever been single, whilst having boyfriends. Because obviously there's a portion before you ever had boyfriends, and that was like, I think I had my first boyfriend, I was like 14 or 15. So, I went 14 years without a boyfriend. So that doesn't count. I think you're growing up, you shouldn't have boyfriends. um, but yeah, in between my former princes, this is the longest period of time, and I feel like it's fitting. My last prince was my husband, and the way it all ended was really crazy, and it's even more so crazy. Like, tomorrow I actually meet Voldemort's girlfriend, and they've been together for almost a year now. So as you can kind of do the math, it's like 6 months after we had ended our marriage for good. He got with someone else, but mind you, he was the one that was not wanting to file for divorce. So it was all very interesting, but he's grown a lot, at least seemingly so, and, you know, she seems to be a good influence, so all that I really care is that my daughter has a good influence, and that's why I want to meet this person. I don't imagine that I will have too many experiences with them, because we very much have separate households. I have Rainbow pretty much, 5 to 6 days a week, Monday through Friday. It's just me and her. She gets picked up on Saturdays, but then dropped off on Sunday. So, I damn near have her. I do see her every day, except for on, rare fun weekends where she gets to go with her dad a little bit longer, like this weekend. Um, and I already know that he's taking all of that time to hang out with Rainbow, because he doesn't get to see her that often. But eventually there'll be a portion in time where, him and his girlfriend plan on moving with each other. Like, once we sell our home, they plan on moving in with each other. So obviously, when Rainbow goes to see her dad on the weekend, she will see this other person. So it's just very important that I meet her. It's just also crazy when I think about it, and that's why I do my best not to think about it, because it is just also crazy. And I just keep thinking, like, being mindful that of my life, and my goals for romance and things like that. And, whereas it does flabbergast me when I think about that, I just try not to. Because it is all very flabbergasting to think that, the individual whom essentially broke up the marriage somehow found the love that would heal them shortly after. I don't know, I just, like, I don't know. The conversations I've had with my friends were all like, oh, I don't know about that. And then they say something, and I'm like, well, actually, I say that all the time. They're like, good, because honestly, I think that's what it is, and not, the other. But it could be the other, and really all I care is that it's a positive impact on Rainbow. That's the most important thing. Man, it's so crazy to think that when we celebrated 3 years of content, I had a newborn. That was 2 years of content. Fuck. Yeah, 2 years of content. Man, time flies by. 5 years. 5 years. First time I made content, I was in a duplex. Then we moved to our, you know, beautiful home. It never really was like a home. It was really just a beautiful house. It was a beautiful shell. Because now I live in my cave. In my cave, other than the fact that I kill at least 3 spiders every fucking day. Today I killed 4. It's so much more homey. 5 years, 3 different locations, 2 different states. Oh my god, what does the next 5 years hold? Fuck. Cheers to the next 5 years, because I imagine the next 5 years, not just within content, but life in general. Because I do think that romance will find me within the next 5 years. I think that I will find the, if you want to call it the one, it'd be the one. I just think my puzzle piece, the person who feels all the things that I want to and wants to build something together. I feel like that's going to happen before I hit a level 40, though. That's something crazy to think is that 5 years ago I was 29. 34. Life is crazy. Okay, let's investigate what that is. What is this? Oh, whoa, some clips now. How interesting. Fuck me. I kind of hope y'all never make a clip of me. Oh no! Oh my gosh, where's all my Game of Thrones nerds? So, I started watching Game of Thrones back in the day when it was like being released on HBO and being watched real time. I watched it real time through season 2, and then season 3 I kind of like didn't watch it live as much anymore, but I did get through season 3 and then actually started watching season 4, but never got past that. So I've recently started a rewatch, and it's just as savage and disgusting as I remember. But I love the music, the intro music. Can't even. It's just like so regal. It makes me want to like dance like this. um, I love it so much. It hits different though, because in the past I always watched Game of Thrones with a prince. I always had, and it was one particular prince too. Well, our relationship was 6 years. The relationship, the relationship's still going, but the romantic portion of that relationship only went 6 years. But the whole thing, is for a lifetime because we have a child. But from the moment that we got together in March of 2013 to the moment that our divorce was finalized, which was May 27th, 2021. It's a long period of time. You know what I mean? That's 9 years. So, whereas the romantic portion of it, and really the romance ended, like, I would say shortly after we got married. I would say 2017, there just wasn't much romance. Like, when Rainbow came to be, it was straight up because we had, we'd still been being intimate with each other because we both had bodily needs. But when we had gotten pregnant with Rain and experienced what we experienced, we just knew that we wanted to have a baby. So Rainbow was 100% planned, but I'm very much convinced. feel like you know deep down in your soul when someone doesn't love you. And when we created her, she was created with love for her, but there was no love for each other when she was created. Like, even the love that I had for him at that time, even though I was still trying to make our marriage work, like, my love was very thin, very, very thin. Um, and it's just so crazy to think. And that's like, I feel like when love exists, it's always going to exist. So he's always going to love me in some capacity. But at the time of which when we created Rainbow, the love for each other was so thin, and his was definitely thinner than mine. Um, Damn near non-existent, but he did love me at some point. I very much feel like at some point, maybe like 2014, 2015, like, knowing me, even with the red flags that I saw, I felt like there was improvement and things like that, but everything happens for a reason, right? And I just think it's so crazy that all of this happened within the 5 years of me making content. I fucking love you, Club Kottontale. All my incognito Kottantales that are here right now, it's 2:37 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. For example, it'd be 10:37 p.m. UK time for Georgia, or someone else living in that time zone. Like, we may have Cottantales incognitally all over the place because they don't have time to chat, or maybe there's never been a person that chats. I know we have a lot of incognito Cottantales. I very much wish that I had someone here to celebrate with me, but I also didn't like hype up 5 years of content as much as I had in the past when things were different. Things have just been very low and limbo for me. I've been very mindful to turn all of my low days to limbo days and turn my limbo days to high days, and even some low days to high days. Um, if I'm being honest, today's still a limbo day. I'm very happy and excited that I've been making content for 5 years, but within that content, it's me being me, 100% me, and I can't fake being something that I've not. I've never been able to, and with everything going on in my life right now, I definitely, I've woken up low a lot of the days in the last 2 months. There's a good chance, and I'm going to talk to my therapist about it, but I feel like that, whereas if I hadn't already had post-traumatic stress disorder, everything that happened with Voldemort would have given me post-traumatic stress disorder. I think it may have given me a bit of depression along with it. Sucks, but I think the portion of healing is realizing when you're being taken over by the big sad, is what people call it. I've fought it off for so many years, I've been able to everything thus far where they try to say I'm depressed. It's just been a mood disorder swing, where I only really spend max 4 days, 4 days in low. Never spend nearly this amount of time. So I think I would be stupid to not like be honest to myself that we have developed a big sad from everything that happened. Like, who wouldn't? Like, I think anyone who actually cared would. But it's something that I can get over, and I want to get over it without pumping any of the medicines they've been trying to put into me. Um, I already know that I may end up on like a low dose of antidepressant because they do use that for mood stabilizing. I want to look into alternative things and stuff like that. But when it comes to the depression that has been gained from everything with the loss of my last romance, is something that I'll just continue to get through. You know, and I do kind of think that once I get over that, like, romance will kind of like come towards me. I do know that I need someone who's confident in themselves. I don't need someone who needs constant reassurance that they're adorable and cute and stuff like that, because I don't need that. It's nice to be told I'm beautiful, because when you find someone attractive, you're going to give them compliments. But I don't want to feel like I'm required to. I wouldn't get with a person like that, and I'm not that type of person, so I'm not going to need that from my person. Um, that's I actually recently kind of was starting to chat with someone, but they just seemed very, how do I put it, unsure of themselves. You know, like they had sent a selfie, and usually when you send a selfie, it's because you're feeling cute or whatever, and they weren't really cute in it, although their beard was just wild, and I totally said something about that. Um, and they were like, "Thank you, it's not cute though," and I'm just like, "Then why did you send it?" like, and then to not just like take the compliment, like or to do it in a playful way, like, oh, I wasn't even feeling that cute, but you totally made me feel cute by saying it. Like, I just, like, I'm clearly flirting with you, and then for you to instantly be like, oh, I'm not cute, like, that's just not cute. You saying that you're not cute. Like, I don't want a person who doesn't see the attractiveness within themselves. I want a person who knows that they're a catch. Just as I know I'm a catch. I'm a wild catch. with a few extra bits to me, but I am a beautiful wild catch. Even if someone was to catch me right now with me dealing with everything I'm dealing with right now, um, I'm still a beautiful catch because I'm constantly trying to evolve out of it, you know? Mindfulness is always going to be the key. It's what's got me to this point in life, you know, without having to do so many other things, and it's kept me out of places that I feared my whole life, and I won't. If I end up in places that I have feared my whole life, I will know that it's because I know that I need to be there, not because someone else forced me there. So that's some reassurance, but I want to not need to be there. You know, if I end up there because I lose someone really close to me and I just can't take it, then that's different. You know, like I could see myself ending up in the place I fear the most. If the universe forbid I lost my rainbow before, you know, parents should not bury their children. Children bury their parents. Um, it's sort of like with my mom and my grandmommy. My grandmama is what I used to call her. That's why I love that Rainbow calls her grandma mom because I used to call my grandma mom is what I would say, or grandmama is what I would say, or grandmommy, grandmama. Like there were so many different things. I know that sometimes I call her grandmammies. She didn't like that one. I feel like she likes it now though, just because it was me. You know, that was one thing. My grandma always just loved me, and that's man. I feel like she would enjoy my random content. That's something else is all of the celestial content Cottontales. Someone once asked me, they're like, do you think there's a chance aliens could watch your content? I'm like, fuck yeah, are you kidding me? Like, definitely. And then I used the example of, in Futurama, where, oh gosh, they're like called the Grugs or some shit. Grugs, damn it. I can't remember. They're the green people with three eyes. But, they were watching some show that aired on Earth, and they were disappointed because it got canceled, and so on and so forth. It's just like, I definitely think some extra weird to us alien species is enjoying the random content, being like, yo, they're talking about us. But it sounds something like or some shit, you know, some random vibrations, because that's what we feel like every alien species would sound like. It wouldn't sound like any coherent words. It would just sound like vibrations or vocal cord type sounds, which probably is true. I mean, let's be honest, we hear some languages just on our own planet and it sounds like that, so it would make sense that a complete extraterrestrial outside of our own planet species would sound like blips and blops and dips and things. I feel like gestures, for the most part, are universal, but maybe not. Because whereas, like, you know, a smile and a wave usually means friendly, to somebody it could not. I don't know. I feel like tread with caution, feel the vibes always. And if you end up dead, well, then you had a good life, I guess. I don't know. There's always some positive to think. I just keep thinking about that. It's 5 years. It's fucking almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's the year 2021. That's still mind blowing in itself. I tell you what, past Amber never thought we'd get to the year 2000. There was a portion of my life where I didn't think I'd get to the year 2000, let alone 2005, 10, 20, 21, you know what I mean? And now it's been 5 years since I started making content, and it's such a beautiful thing. I feel so good. That's the best part about Club Kottontale is just the feeling it gives you and how wonderfully delicious it is. So much has happened just in the last 2 years of the content, let alone the last 5 years, but just the last 2 years. It's so crazy, crazy to think. What's funny is I totally prepared and put some um, my CBD lotion just to keep make sure my wrist would be okay, just in the chances that I would build a little bit. But I don't know if I want to build. I think I'm enjoying chilling, chatting with any of our incognito cocktails, those who are doing the extra lurking, twerking cocktails, ones watching it later on as posted content, because I appreciate them. They can't. They're the ones who watch it later on as posted content. They generally try to tune in whenever they can into live content. Like I know Raymundo, my best tutor, he watches my content later on. People tell me all the time they, watch random bits of my content. I'm always like, hey, that's awesome. All interactions can help me, evolve. But I definitely look forward to that time when I can have consistent conversation and not feel consistently triggered by it. Because I feel like sometimes the universe purposely doesn't send interaction because it knows that it might be too much or something. 5 years. What a beautiful 5 years it's been. I want to get more Game of Thrones in before Rainbow gets up. She'll most likely be up in the next hour. She's been getting up before 4 o'clock. Sometimes she sleeps till 4:30, but rarely does she take a 3 hour nap these days. She is 3 years old and she's kind of an advanced 3 year old. My mom's around a lot of children in a daycare, and I tell my mom not to compare, but my mom's gonna be my mom, so let her do what she does, right? Um, Within limits. That's one thing. I feel like if you have any kind of toxicity in your life, you have to grow with it, evolve with it, and if they don't grow and evolve with it, you're not required to keep them in their life. Like, I would always allow her time with my daughter just because I think about the relationship I have with my grandmother, and I wish that I could have gotten more time with her, but I understood that, my mom couldn't do that or whatever. Um, but I always want to be the bigger person and put aside my feelings so that my daughter can create a relationship. And if she chooses to not be around, like, I have, I wouldn't say any negative thoughts of my grandma, but intense moments, but I almost feel like that's kind of how a grandma is too. So I feel like your grandchildren going to view you differently than your children, and you're going to hopefully be evolved and be a different person because we're all changing, whether you are doing it on purpose mindfully or just flowing with life. I do a bit of both, um, but you're all changing, and if you're one of those people who are consistently trying to make sure you don't change, you're still doing stuff in your life to make something happen a certain way. So I feel like the fact that you're not allowing yourself to change, you are changing yourself, if that makes sense. So just everyone is evolving in some sort of way, and I just feel like you should always try to evolve in a positive way. Always be open-minded, realize that everybody is going through something, whether you realize it, see it, or understand it. And you don't have to understand it, you just have to be kind. And with kindness, there's always a little bit of respect. And everyone deserves kindness. We all deserve that. So giving the given kindness, you're going to give a, teensy bit of respect because on a large scale, respect is earned, and I very much believe that. but I think that everyone deserves kindness, and when you're giving kindness, you give a little bit of respect with that kindness. It's the sort of thing that when you see someone you're not really sure it's a him or her, you say them. That is that bit of kindness that's a little bit of respect. So, uh, I feel like the people who are, are very stunted on the, respect is always earned, and, people, I've also heard some people say they don't deserve kindness, but I just feel those are closed-minded people. And when it comes down to it, it's like, unless something's directly affecting you, why should you care? It's kind of like my content. I've had lots of people give me different views over the last 5 years on my Mooiisstt content. I always take them in with a grain of salt, definitely throughout the years, evolving with how I take it on. And either way, regardless how I take it, it's just all a learning experience, and it's my content in the end. So I'm gonna do my life and love it. Oh, so I've washed my hair twice now with shampoo since the first time, and it's getting a little bit brighter here. It still shows it pretty dark, but you can see the purple more, and I'm loving it. I'm excited to like do my hair and get all purty for Saturday. I'm such a hopeless romantic that if someone even says the word date and I'm going on an outing, I straight up will like purify myself. Not just for them, for me, because like it's a fucking date. Why not? Um, I will be right back as I need to use the restroom. So, BRB. Where the lights shine, you can see the purple gleam, and it's so beautiful. Oh, motherfuckers, and welcome back, my Club of Contels. Cottontale is always moist, but now at least I don't have to pee. And today we are celebrating 5 years of Mooiisstt Contentery. Still can't believe that 5 years ago today I decided to start utilizing the YouTube social media platform as a way to not just have a place to be 100% myself, but to also help myself mentally and physically in ways that I only imagined 5 years ago, and it's came to fruition within these last 5 years, and it's just, it's so crazy. It's so crazy and awesome, and we're not going to be doing any building or anything like that, but, Club really is just about sitting, chilling, and chatting, and having me, myself, and I, per always, and hoping to get other Cottontales to come chill. But in the end, I have me, and that's all I really need. I I might, big might, but I might make some content later on this evening when Rainbow's sleeping. Traditionally, ever since Rainbow came into existence, we only make content when our mini-human is sleeping. So, or she's not here, because, then we don't have to worry. But so whether she's napping or sleeping for the evening, this weekend she's getting picked up Friday morning. I most likely will make Friday daytime. We will for surely have Friday fan fucking. It will definitely be a fan fucking-tastic Friday content. Um, we'll be doing that Friday, probably for a little bit, and then I'll chill, wait for my mermaid to get off work. She's gonna take me grocery shopping, and then I'm hoping to get her to chill and watch a movie with me. If not, at least I got my grocery shopping done. And then Saturday, an old friend is gonna be picking me up for, just like a reacquaintancing and, you know, chill and chat. Go check out some arcadeage, watch the new Cruella. Super excited for that. I have not seen it, so excited to watch that. But it is almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I want to say thank you to anyone that has been joining me. But it's time for some more Game of Thrones. Um, thank you again to anyone that's been chilling with me for just a little bit to celebrate Club Cottontail's 5 years of content. Uh, I kind of feel like it's so fitting. So I'm just relaxing, chilling, chatting with myself. That's mostly what the content has been the last 5 years. So it feels fitting that it was just me. But until next time, which only the universe knows when that will be, remember to always be kind to yourself and everyone else. And we'll see you next time. Bye. Ooh.